The world is a vampire. How's it going, Erin?
Hey. It's going. I'm surviving.
You know what's super annoying is that I just grabbed my ice water right as I asked that. I'd like
Hey,
to formally apologize. How unprofessional.
Honestly, we've gotten pretty lax here. I
know. Listen, we ain't got no one to answer to.
That's right.
None of these businesses. Fucking, I don't know what I'm saying.
Advertisers?
Yeah,
People?
there you go. Sponsors?
Yeah.
Someday.
Maybe.
Again. No, that was a lot of work.
That was a lot back then.
I just like talking to you guys.
Me too. I just like to talk to you. How you doing?
I'm okay.
God damn!
Also surviving?
Yeah. Do you want to hear my goddamn?
I sure do.
Well, I was going to make it that life keeps on lifing because life is lifing hard, but
Life be lifing.
everybody's life is lifing. So I was reminded when this helicopter was trying to fly over as we started that last night, your girl here was like, I'm going to go look at the stars again because I'm actively looking for aliens and also shooting stars, and I like looking at stars.
Wishing ourselves out of here. I get it.
100%. I'm like, come talk to me if you're out there.
If the shuttle is going by,
Right.
just
I'm like,
stop here real quick.
I like
Fucking
got
zip me
fucking
out of
50
this
cents in my pocket, Nikes on. I got the Kool-Aid. I'm ready. Just kidding. No, but seriously, I do like sitting out and I lay it on the trampoline and I look at the stars. Almost every night, it's like my little zen time. But I've fallen out of it because life has been lifing. So last night I was like, I'm going to fucking go do that. So I go do that with old Benjamin. And I'm hanging out there and I'm poofing away, catching my little nighttime buzz so that I can go relax and watch fucking an episode of Tires or some shit and forget that the world exists. And as I'm laying out there, a helicopter off in the distance is coming in close, and he's got his little searchlight on. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Because now I'm the kind of... I'm
You can say it.
Yeah. I'm a little intoxicated. To where I'm a little paranoid. So I'm like, oh, there's
Did someone see my house on fire on account of all the smoke coming up?
Yeah, are
and
they going to come get me?
Called
like,
for me?
I'm laying on the trampoline wrapped in a blanket like a toddler burrito. Like, just lighting up the night sky with the Benjamin every 5 seconds, trying to bump away, right? And this helicopter's coming, beelining it straight for me, and they never fly directly over the house. Like, they fly around it. There's flight paths around it, but never directly over it. And this motherfucker has got a searchlight out, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's either, one, somebody on the run, and I'm going to get murdered, or two, they think that I'm the person that they're looking for. So it's coming for me. I flip my blankets off really quick, because all of a sudden, high school Stacey's like, run! This is the cops, right? I've got a flight tracker. I know who's flying over me. It's the cops.
That's so much more suspicious.
I'm aware, guys. I paused halfway off the trampoline and I was like, girl, you need to chill. Like, they are not coming for you. And what are they going to do? Hover over you on the spotlight and be like,
What are you doing?
Yeah. And I'm going to be like, I got my Benjamin and I'm just trying to forget life exists. What are you doing? You know, like, I don't know what I thought.
Do you want to land?
Pick me up!
There's not enough room, but there's a cul-de-sac over there.
You got any aliens up there? Yeah. Anyway, I panic. I stop myself because I'm like, well, that looks suspicious.
Yeah.
And they are coming right for me. So they see my panic and everything. And the blanket
Was
I had...
the spotlight on you?
It was close. It did eventually go over me. But, like, I had... The blanket I had on was, like, a black blanket.
Did you wave at it? I have so
No,
many
I
questions.
froze like a fucking deer in headlights.
Did you poof your little blinker at it?
No, I was
SOS?
like, I literally, I ripped the black blanket off. So now the other side is like the white furry lamb fur shit that isn't lamb fur. It's like the fake stuff, you know?
Synthetic lamb.
Yeah, you know, that kind.
Uh-huh.
And so that's bright white in the night, lighting up the black of the trampoline and now me, right?
And it's moving. They're
And
like,
I
that's
froze.
the guy we're looking for.
I froze mid-roll out of burrito. Like, I flung the burrito blanket off of me, froze mid-roll. My ass cheeks are half out because my jammies were pulled down a little bit in my scuffle.
Oh, no.
So I'm whale-tailing the bitch like a motherfucker. But
Or
also,
like, put that spotlight a little closer.
I don't know how much they can see. And I just freeze because now they're over me and they just fly right over me. And they were fucking low. And I was like,
I'll tell you, they can see everything.
God damn, they saw everything. And they probably thought that bitch looked scared because I was like... mid-freeze.
I don't know if they're
face.
attacking right now.
And then I relaxed and I was like, okay, girl, you have poofed your last poof. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
You don't need any more.
Yeah, you're on the fucking clock now.
Right. And so I laid down and I relaxed. I'm like, all right, back to the alien shit. and I hear a helicopter again off in the distance. And I'm like, oh no, this time, no fucking lights on. And they're real low again. And it's the motherfucking popo. And they fly right over me again. Right over me,
Well, they're
no
just
lights.
looking for that second glance now. They're
Oh
like, maybe
my
she'll have her other fucking cheek out.
If you turn the lights off, will she flash us? I don't know, but it spooked me enough that I literally ran inside.
Could you imagine
I stayed calm.
2 white-ass beacons in the night.
Could
you
you
go and flash
imagine?
them? Ah, Jesus, what is that?
Why is that 12-year-old taking off his shirt? I froze, but I stayed calm this time. It flew by, and I'm like, okay, logically, sober Stacey now knows nobody was trying to get me.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't. Last night I was like, I cannot have this guy come by a third time. Like, it's not going to be okay for my nervous system. So I got up and I skedoodled inside so quick. And I was texting Lee too. I'm like, dude, this motherfucker lit me up. And Lee was like, yeah, he was pretty low. Like, you could hear it inside the house. It like rumbled the whole fucking house. They usually don't fly right fucking over us.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, I ended my night without seeing any fucking aliens. I saw a lot of satellites. But I was so fucking freaked out. I had convinced myself that either somebody was in my backyard and they were circling around because they're like, they're
There's
going to get them.
there, yeah.
Or close to me, or that they thought I was a suspect in something and that I was hiding on the trampoline because of my suspicious behavior.
Terrible place to hide, first of all.
What I
would have been
realized-
under the trampoline.
I realize now as a sober adult that was a little silly, but I had fully convinced myself that there was something afoot in the night.
In the moment. Yeah. That's
And then
scary, though.
That helicopter flying by just now reminded me.
Hmm.
But then I went back on the app, and that motherfucker was circling around a bunch. And then I saw something that there was like an accident on one of our freeways. So I'm pretty sure that's what that was all about.
Yeah. I always call it that they're intimidating our hood. Like, they're just flying around low like that because they're trying to fucking, I don't know, keep us all in line or something.
Well, they kept me in line. I was like, all right, let's get the riffraff inside.
Yeah, and it works, right?
It did.
It disperses people.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
How dumb.
It happens. That sucks.
So that's my goddamn is I smoked myself into oblivion and got paranoid.
Got paranoid that the cops were coming to get you.
Like they're going to beam down a ladder. Oh,
from doing this legal thing in my own home.
In my own backyard. Anyway, that's my goddamn. What's yours,
Goddamn.
Aaron?
My goddamn is quite simply that I woke up this morning, I took the kids to daycare, and I was not fucking feeling it. The kids have been a little sick lately.
Didn't want a life anymore?
Oh my God. I went home and went back to bed because I was like, we're going to record at 11, like 11:30. It's fine.
It's 3 o'clock right now, guys.
It is not that time. I fucking slept until, it was like 12:30. I don't know. It was 12. What time did I get here? I think I got here at 12:30.
I don't even know, but I do know that I had therapy and I was done at 11 and I still hadn't heard back from you. And I was like, are we recording today? Because that's not like you.
No. Oh my God. I was fucking out. Girl, I woke up in a pool of drool. Like it was one of those where you're like, what day is it?
Yeah.
Fuck, did I forget to get the kids?
Like your body is heavy and
Oh
you're
my
like, was I
God.
drugged?
Yeah, it's such a headache. Like Brandon had woken up and taken a shower and gone out. Like normally
Did
that
his whole life.
will wake me up. That alone. Like there's someone moving in my room. I was fucking gone.
Yeah, you died to the
Oh
world.
my God. And I feel like I'm getting sick. So that's going to be my goddamn next week is probably that I'm fucking dying.
Sick now, and my goddamn will be that I'm trapped in the shed with you with all those germs. Well, we did just go to a barbecue this weekend with all of our children everywhere, and they are obsessed with each other. So
Just faces on faces.
it's funny that you say that.
Do you want to use my whistle?
Yeah, exactly. Can I try your harmonica?
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, though, because my youngest one was sneezing so much, like snot rockets. And then my oldest one was like, Mom, my throat, I just don't feel good. And I am feeling like how you are feeling, where I'm just tired.
Yep.
But also, life has been lifing. So I was like, it's just life.
Maybe it's just that. Yeah. Nope. I've got that little tickle in the back of my throat that's like,
Maybe this will sweat it out.
hurts. Yeah, maybe, right? Can't say I have a sore throat, but it's definitely different than it
Scratchy.
normally is. But
Yeah.
I'm the person that'll deny being sick for
Yeah.
like eternity until I'm like, did you see me throw up? Fuck. Okay, yeah, I'm sick.
You deny it, and then when you were pregnant and I was like, you should go to the hospital or something, and then one of the times you did go, you were so mad because they admitted you,
fucking
and you were
kept
like,
me. And I was like, this is bullshit.
she's just remember thinking, like, I mean, maybe it's a good thing if they decided, but maybe not.
It
Maybe
wasn't.
not.
It wasn't.
Maybe not.
It turned out to be fucking nothing.
It was all for naught.
Like I expected. Even the nurses would come in like, you don't have listeria. And I'm like, then can I just fucking go home?
Can I leave now?
All this for a fucking Subway sandwich. Stupid.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Never again.
No.
Never
No.
again. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway, that's my goddamn, is that I'm probably sick on account of I slept through half my life this morning.
Yeah, but look, we're recording now.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's gonna get better. Everything's gonna get better.
Everything's fine, right, guys?
Everything's fine. Eventually, I won't even feel a little sick once I get through this one.
Yeah, assuming you survive.
Assuming I survive through it.
Speaking of surviving, do you
Yeah.
want to hear about my story today?
I sure do.
All
Do we have
right.
a survivor?
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'ma work harder.
Crushed it.
Okay, so this week I'm going to tell you about a case that I feel as though you may be familiar with, but maybe not. I wasn't. I feel like I've seen the face around, but I didn't know the story.
Okay.
And this week is going to be about Jelani Day. Does that ring a bell?
It does not sound familiar
Okay.
yet.
Okay. So let's just go ahead and jump in per usual, no backgrounds, really, whatever. So we're going right into it.
All right.
Jelani Day was a 25-year-old African-American graduate student at Illinois University.
Okay.
This is in 2001.
You is what I'm guessing.
I bet that's what they said. ISU.
State University? All right.
Yeah. He was the fourth of 5 children, and he lived in...
Jelani's a guy?
Jelani's a guy.
Okay.
Yep. He is the fourth of 5 children, and he lived in Danville, Illinois.
Okay.
He was really close to his siblings, and they were all very competitive with each other.
Mm-hmm.
They would all compete for who had the better GPA. They were very, studious group.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Those are good competitions. As
Yeah.
a parent, you'd be like, fuck yeah.
Mama Day wasn't fucking around. She was
Yeah.
like, you know what you should compete for? Better GPA.
Yeah. Look how smart your brother is.
Exactly. And so that's what they would do. So basically, everyone in the family was really smart, and they were hardworking students.
Got it.
Jelani was a very athletic young man, and he was super involved in school. And as a student at Alabama A&M University, when he went for his undergrad, he was selected to lead the prayer for graduation. So he was really involved with the school and everything, too. And his family was so proud of him.
Yeah.
Also, I think it was in high school and maybe some in college. I can't remember when or why or what, but he was a swimmer. Like, he was a part of the swim team and everything. So that was like his athletic sport of choice.
Gotcha.
In August of 2021, Jelani was working towards his master's degree in speech pathology at Illinois State University.
Damn.
I know, right? I guess growing up, he had a really close friend that had a speech impediment. So he was inspired to help others to speak up for themselves if they couldn't, right?
Yeah.
And so that was what was driving him to be a speech pathologist. And I guess it's a very competitive field. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
So that's like the background of what's going on here, okay?
Okay.
So jump to the morning of Tuesday, August 24th, 2021. Jelani woke up early and he logged onto his computer on the school campus. Like, he had his laptop and he brought it to the school campus and he logged onto it at 6:20 a.m.
Goddamn.
So very early in the morning.
All right. He's a go-getter.
Right? Then an hour later at 7:20 a.m., he went to the ISU Student Union Center and there was a Starbucks in there and he got himself a coffee.
Hell yeah. What kind?
Shit, girl, I don't know. I wonder. I don't know. Caramel macchiato.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Iced.
I don't really know for sure, but he got himself a coffee and he was seen on surveillance footage wearing a nice outfit, which was a blue button-up shirt and black slacks.
Okay.
Like, he was dressed up nice.
Mm-hmm.
He was excited because he had a clinical session with a patient later that afternoon.
Oh.
And the day prior, he had been calling his mom. He was really close to his mom, talked to his mom every day. He had called his mom, was talking about how excited he was to have like a clinical session with a patient.
Yeah.
Because this is all part of him getting his master's, right?
Hell yeah.
So I'm assuming that's why he's also dressed up, is like if you have a client coming, or maybe you dress up for your master's degree. I don't know. I never got it. So
neither did I. But I would guess if you're going to do like the clinical part of it, it's at least like, hey,
Right.
you have a critique today. Like, you're going to be presenting. You
you're
have
going
to
to be professional.
look nice.
Exactly. So he was really excited for that patient later in the afternoon. And the day before, he called his mom. And when he hung up with her that night, he was like, I'll call you in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he never called in the morning, but his mom was like, all right, well, he's busy. Like,
he's doing
got a
shit.
busy day. Yeah. So she didn't think anything of it. Jelani goes into, he's on campus still, and he goes into Fairchild Hall, which is the hall that holds the speech pathology department.
Mm-hmm.
And he can be seen again on CCTV footage where he walks in and he talks to two people in the hall, and then he comes back out and he sits on a bench outside of the hall, and he can be seen texting on his phone for a little bit. Then he walked across campus and he gets into his car and he drives away.
Okay.
This is all on security footage, and then we lose track of him there, right?
Who was he texting?
Well, we don't know at this time.
Okay.
But this is where we lose track of him because it's like 9:20 or something in the afternoon or in the morning, and there's no more security footage. But his mom, Carmen, will later go check out his apartment, and she said that when she got there, his outfit that he had been wearing, the blue button-up and the black slacks, they were on the floor of his apartment, which was very much like Jelani. Like, he changed his clothes and he left them on the floor, and then he left.
Like a fucking man.
Right? Fucking preach. We've all been there.
The laundry basket is right fucking there.
You could put it in the basket. And if you're going to wear it again, loop it on the towel rack or something.
Yeah, put it somewhere else. Fold it on your side.
And those are slacks that you wore for like 3 hours. We know you're going to wear them again.
Right. You actually don't need to wash them.
Anyway, but so she goes, eventually she will go and check out, and his clothes are there. So we suspect that he drove from campus, went home and changed. And about 2 hours later, at 9:12 a.m., Jelani is seen again on CCTV footage. This time he's wearing shorts and a Jimi Hendrix t-shirt, like printed tee. And he's got a blue hat on. And he was walking into a dispensary, a marijuana dispensary called Beyond
cigarettes?
Marijuana cigarettes called Beyond Hello Marijuana Dispensary. And while he was there, I guess it's legal in Illinois. I didn't know that.
Both of them?
All of the Illinois. Yeah, it's legal. So anyway, so he goes in there, he purchases a joint or some shit, and then he walks back out.
Purchases a joint. Those come free. He bought something else and he got a joint.
Right? Like that shit came free. Well, it's interesting because an article said that he purchased a joint. Like just one joint. I think, okay, if I'm being honest, here is my personal opinion. Everything that I read, I think that it's really kind of hard to get any kind of information about the marijuana dispensary because he's a black male. And so we already are not getting a lot of media coverage on this, which I'll go into in a little bit. But then you don't want to say anything else worse about it, right? Like, and marijuana was involved, because then it's like drugs and they're going to immediately sign you off.
He must have been a gang member.
Right. So I think
No, he could have just been on his trampoline at night.
fucking trying to look at aliens and get a white basic bitch being freaked out by helicopters.
We all fucking do it, man.
You don't know. Don't judge.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm speculating that a lot of the articles I read, it was hard to like understand what the fuck was purchased or anything, because it was like he went into a retail store and then he went into a marijuana dispensary and he bought a joint. But then I'm like, you don't go into a dispensary and buy one joint, do you? That's called restraint.
That is called restraint. Maybe it's close by and it's like his morning joint. Like, get your coffee, get your joint.
Maybe.
Go have an afternoon.
Perhaps.
Don't want to carry it on you because I'm not going to be home for a while.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking, oh, well, would you smoke before you're going to go do a clinical trial? But like, I also advocate that marijuana is also medicine. So yeah, maybe if you're nervous, you do. And then you would change your clothes because you don't want to smell like smoke.
There you go. Yeah.
So I've already
have a puff or two, close that bitch out.
Yeah. Okay, so then he goes back out into his car and he can be seen on the footage again. And he sits in his car for 4 minutes. Now, no article said 4 minutes. I watched the video and I saw that he got in his car at like the 20-second mark, and then he doesn't drive away till the 4:20 mark.
Okay.
How appropriate.
He's like, I got to get out of here if I'm going to go smoke this.
I can't do this here. But like, he was in his car for like 4 minutes. So I'm thinking he's probably texting or something, right? And you didn't see smoke billowing out, and he's about to drive away.
Picking music, doing whatever.
I'm not trying to judge. But 4 minutes, that's kind of a long time.
It's kind of a long time, but it's not enough time to smoke a joint.
No. But it is enough time to text a little bit, because like watching the footage, I was like, God damn, what's he doing? Because 4 minutes is a long time when you're just staring at a TV screen.
Sure. But yeah, you could be texting, picking music, finding where you're next going to go.
Right, like pulling up the maps, making sure. Okay, so the dispensary.
Listen, there are also times that I get stuck into my phone and I'm like, I'm just going to text really quick. And then I'm like, oh, got to play this game really quick because I fucking have to. And then I'm like, oops, it's been 5 minutes.
Oh, same. And then I'm like, I'm just going to watch this TikTok. And then I'm scrolling and I'm like, oh, shit.
I got to go.
I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah,
for sure. So, but we don't know, okay? So he's on his phone for 4 minutes. The dispensary itself was located about 10 miles from campus, so it was in his little town. Like, he wasn't far. Like you said, maybe it was a regular place that he attended. I don't fucking know. Now, we don't know what happens
10 miles is pretty far.
Yeah, but it's fucking Illinois, you know? Like,
yeah, but that's like from my house to your house. It's 10 miles.
Yeah, but think about, like, if that's the only dispensary, you'd be like, oh, there's one close.
He said it's legal. There's got to be more.
I don't know, though.
Maybe it's college
Do you
town.
know about Danville, Illinois? I didn't look
I
up
know
how
a lot
big
about
it is.
Danville, Illinois.
Yeah, I didn't look up how big it is, but like, you know, I think we're just a little spoiled and used to everything being real close.
That's fair.
Because you go to like Colorado and like everything out there is like 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
At least any of my family, wherever they live, it's like, we're going to go to the grocery store. And I'm like, I got car sick on the way to the
gotta
grocery store.
pack fucking supplies.
I didn't know I needed to bring a snack and a canteen. Like, fuck.
Actually, when my cousin came out here from Virginia, he said the same thing. Like, anytime they want to go anywhere, it's like a 45-minute Uber.
Yeah.
And it's like $200. I'm like, Jesus Christ, why?
And here we're like 5 minutes. Like, it's silly to get the Uber. I just don't want to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know for sure.
Okay,
but
fair.
Allegedly, all the reports are like, yeah, that's normal. That's close.
Okay.
Now, we don't know what happens to Jelani from that 9:12 to the 1 p.m. time frame, right? Like, after he leaves the dispensary, we don't know what's happening. But 1 p.m. is when he had class again.
Mm-hmm.
And Jelani never showed up for class. So he missed his class, which was so not like him. Like, he made every appointment. So much so that his professor was like, that's fucking weird. But he didn't do anything about it until the next day he missed class again. And then the professor called the school and was like, hey, can we get a welfare check on Jelani? I'm concerned about the student. He's been here every time. So, yay,
Wow,
professor.
good on that professor,
I
yeah.
know. None of my professors would have done that. They wouldn't have
You know
noticed
how
I was
much
missing.
school I missed? And they'd talk to me like, you need to fucking show up. And I'd be like, I'm just doing it at home.
I'll pass your test. I just don't want to
need
watch your lecture,
to
man.
be here with a 3-hour fucking lab.
Yeah, I bought your book already. I'll read your book.
Let me go.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so anyway, this professor was not like that. And he was like, let's check on Jelani. So the police come and they go check on him. And they go knocking on his door. He doesn't answer. So then they go to his next of kin and they find his brother, one of his brothers. And so they go knocking on the door and the brother's like, I haven't heard from him. And immediately calls his mom and like his siblings and everything. Now, Carmen, his mom, she knew right away something was wrong.
Because he hadn't called her either.
Exactly. She's like, okay, this has been a couple days now. This is not like him. Something is terribly wrong.
Yeah.
So at 8:57 that night, which was August 24th, 2021, she called the police and begged them to go all in on a missing persons case. Like, open the case. This isn't normal.
He's missing. This is not his personality. He's not a grown adult who's allowed to be away from home. I mean,
Right.
he is, but that's not what this is.
Yeah. This is not like him. You need
Yeah.
to take this seriously. Now, the police told her that when adults go missing for only a short period of time, the only way to trigger a search for him is if he's a danger to himself.
Okay.
And so his mom was like, well, honestly, I don't know at this time if he's a danger to himself
I haven't spoken to him.
because this isn't like him.
Yeah.
But she said, I will say whatever you need me. She told this to the police. I will say whatever you need me to say to
Yeah.
take this seriously and to
Yeah.
start looking for him.
Yeah.
And the officer replied, well, I'll get back with you.
What the fuck does that mean?
What the fuck does that mean? Okay. So now when the police were questioned later by reporters, they issued a statement saying that all missing person reports are taken seriously right away. But spoiler alert, they didn't like start a search party or anything looking for him. So we're going to have a gap in time here.
Mm-hmm.
An investigation does slowly begin. Like they start pulling and subpoenaing the CCTV footage and all that stuff. But it's not like they're out on foot looking for him. There's not like a search party. We're not searching his last known location. I think they're still trying to figure out the last known location. I don't really fucking know.
It's just a guy in an office requesting stuff.
Right. But from Carmen's perspective, Jelani's mom, it's not enough, which I would agree.
Yeah.
Now, if you recall at this time that this case was happening, again, very similar. I know we've referenced this in the past, but this was happening at the same time as the Gabby Petito case.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a black male who was not getting the same media coverage or attention.
As a cute little white girl.
Exactly. For the very same scenario, minus the abusive boyfriend, I would argue. But even that doesn't matter, right? Like somebody's missing.
It's a missing person.
Exactly.
It's a missing person.
So this is one of those cases that started to pick up on media attention because of that fact.
Okay, yeah.
But not nearly quickly enough or not nearly a large enough coverage. Because like I said, I thought maybe you might recognize the name, but you don't recognize the name. And we are in the true crime world, and I didn't recognize the name. Okay, so just, to further prove that point, that really the coverage was lacking.
One being outshined.
Outshined, I suppose. Yeah, everybody cared about Gabby, which is true. We should, but we should equally care about everybody, right?
Yeah. It's not fair.
And then you add in that the police aren't really hustling, and you're like, the fuck, bro?
Yeah,
That's
you have
not
your
cool.
own fucking
Yeah.
case right here.
And
Come
Carmen's
here.
a very intelligent lady. You know,
Yeah.
she sees it happening real time. And she's
Yeah.
like, she says in an interview, I try really hard not to be the angry black woman because I want people to listen to me and take me seriously and everything for what I have to say. And she should get that at the bare minimum.
Yeah,
You
that's-
should be allowed to be an angry black woman right now. Like, your fucking son is missing. Like,
You're just
this
an
is
angry
insane.
fucking woman.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
th-
But I understand the stigma.
completely
and everything.
justified.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So
I
she's-
get that.
So she's over here trying to balance, like, that stereotype and
Yeah.
also get them to take it seriously.
Oh my god,
Ugh,
it's hard.
fucking nightmare.
And all you want to do is fucking rage on them.
Oh, and stab somebody and be
Yeah.
like, get your fucking fat ass up and go
Yeah.
look for my goddamn son.
That's my baby that's missing. Can you fucking help?
Yeah.
That's your job. It's your whole job.
Exactly.
It shouldn't matter what
Right.
circumstances
Right.
or whatever.
Right. And instead of spending your time getting defensive over the fact that I'm telling you you're not doing your job, why don't you go prove me wrong and go do your job?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what happens here, as you can tell. He does get some media coverage, but not nearly at the rate as Gabby Petito and all the others. Whatever.
Yeah.
Point proven. Now, the day that he had gone missing, Jelani was driving his 4-door white 2010 Chrysler 300,
Nice.
which had belonged to his grandfather.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but he had, his grandfather had passed away, and he got the car, and he used his own money to fix it up and repaint it and all this stuff.
Wow.
So this was like his prized possession, right?
Yeah.
Well, the car was missing also, so Jelani and the car are missing.
Okay.
On Thursday, August 26th, 2 days after Jelani had gone missing, Carmen was online and she was searching around for anything, like on Facebook, everything. She had created like a Find Jelani page, all this other stuff, right? Like she was trying to get the word out as much as she could on her end.
Mhm.
And she had found some information online that a car had been found in the woods in Peru, Illinois.
Where the fuck is that?
That it was like an hour north of Danville.
Okay.
Is where this was. But like the family didn't go to Peru, Illinois.
It doesn't sound like anybody goes to Peru, Illinois. I'm sorry if you live in Peru, Illinois, but I've never heard of you.
I hadn't either. So a little bit about Peru. The Illinois Peru.
Uh-huh. Both of them?
It's still considered a sundown town.
Oh.
Yeah, and if you don't know what that means, it essentially means that the town doesn't welcome non-whites, especially after dark, right? Like
It means they're racist as fuck.
They're so fucking
You're
racist.
being polite.
And specifically,
Doesn't
they're racist
welcome.
towards
AKA,
black people.
they're violent, and you should not go there.
No, you should not. And the history in the U.S. anyway is that typically they're most racist towards black people.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But they hate them all.
they hate them all. But like, certainly Jelani's not hanging out at Peru.
No,
you know?
he's got no
Like,
reason to go up there. That's a terrible place for him to be.
Exactly. In the 2001 U.S. Census of Peru, it stated that 92.9% of the population were white and only
Jesus.
1.1 were male or were black.
Jesus.
So, and this town was like a town of 10,000 people. So it's like 300 people in a town of 10,000 people are
Oh
black.
my God.
Yeah.
This is too many white people.
It's
I
a
bet their
lot of
food
fucking.
sucks.
God damn. Can you imagine? I bet they all fucking love Velveeta. I don't know what I'm
I
going to
was
say.
like Ford F-150s.
I went through so many different ones and I was like, that's going to be controversial. So I'll stick with Velveeta. I don't know what I
Fish
was
sticks and Velveeta, bitches.
which is what I was raised on. So there we go.
Ugh.
Okay. Carmen sees this, right? And
It is his car, though?
well, she doesn't know yet. She
Okay.
just knows that there's a car that is found.
Okay.
And she's assuming it's Jelani's car. And she eventually gets a call from the investigator saying, hey, we found his car. So now she has confirmation. But she's pissed at this point because she's like, I read this shit online before you let me know.
Yeah.
You know what kind of fucking car he drew.
100%.
You knew right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
And you waited all motherfucking day to call me.
And it's not like she's out there searching. Did a car come up
right,
found?
right. Like, I mean, she was searching online, so
but
that worked. But
she
yeah,
found
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like the fact that came up, that's
Yeah.
not something that she could search for. Be like, let me get a hit.
No,
you know?
for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. So some bullshit. So another red mark against the police. Like they're not including her in this. And she's like an afterthought, you
Yeah.
know? Which as a mom, as a mother,
As our mother.
honestly, I would be
Fuck
their
that.
worst fucking nightmare. I'd be in their goddamn office. I'd be sitting in the waiting room with
You'd be
my
an
laptop.
angry white woman.
Mm-hmm. Fuck yeah, I would be.
We call them Karens.
Oh, I'd be the worst Karen you ever dealt with. Oh my God. Even though I know that you have to help me, I'd still be the worst. And I'd be like, well, I'd expect better out of you, and I pay for your paycheck. So
I would be mad at everyone.
I'm now your boss.
Because my child is missing.
Yeah. Like, no one could fix it until my child was found. So, rightfully so.
And I hate you
she's
until
upset.
you do your job well.
Yeah, get it together. So, she's upset at the police. Now, the car, it was found near the town YMCA, Peru's YMCA, which I guess is a very highlighted area because every article mentioned that it was in the YMCA. So I'm like, there must be a YMCA and a Walmart in the town. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's the one they got.
Yeah.
And now it's gone because they're like, it has a bad mark on it.
Yeah, we got to demolish this building because a car was found near it. So it was near the town YMCA in a wooded area just off the parking lot of the YMCA.
Okay.
So a very unusual spot. It wasn't totally in the woods. It wasn't like totally hidden in the woods, but like, what the fuck? It drove off the parking lot.
Yeah.
And it had no license plates, which it did before.
Originally.
Yeah. And there's CCTV footage of him going into the marijuana dispensary place.
And it had license plates?
With license plates.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
In the car, investigators found some of the clothing that he was seen wearing at the dispensary.
Okay.
So he ain't got his clothes on. Partially smoked blunt. Is it a blunt?
Is it a joint?
Is it a spliff?
Is it a... I don't know what else they're called.
Also, it said something I had read in an actual like report that they had found like a bag of, I think it had other marijuana stuff in it, like another joint or something. So then that's when I was all hung up on like, well, did he buy a joint or did he stock up? Like, what's going on here? I don't know why it matters, but I want context.
Weed. Well, because then if it's not there too, like there's only a certain amount that you can physically smoke at a time, you know, or
honestly,
within a time frame.
That's a really good point because if you purchase a lot of marijuana, that might prove that you have plans.
Yeah,
right?
It might prove that you have plans or that it's your stock up, but then if it's all gone...
But if you're stocking up, you still have plans for the future, if you get what I mean. Okay?
Oh, yeah, you're not going to kill yourself.
Right, so keep that in mind.
My God.
But I don't know. I don't know if it was one or multiple. For the sake of what everything I read in terms of the article said one, but then I had later read, like, information from a FOIA that somebody had gotten, you know, like, actual, like, report that a police officer had filled out, and I think it said like another one. Like there was something else there that made me think, hey, there wasn't just one joint. Anyway. Okay. And so maybe it matters and maybe it doesn't, and I didn't clear that up for you at all, but here we are together on this journey. And let's continue. So they find the clothing and the partially smoked blunt and a journal of Jelani's. Now, the police have never made public if they found anything of interest in the journal, which I find interesting. And the mom never says anything about it. But I don't think the mom is allowed access to any of the evidence because this is an ongoing investigation.
Holy shit. If you didn't give me my kid's journal when they are missing to see, at least read it. Like, I can't take anything from that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, take pictures or whatever. Give me the fucking property because... What?
I don't know if...
What if he was like, clinicals got fucking canceled. I'm going to go get high in the woods.
Yeah.
You know?
Dear Diary, today I saw a boy.
Dear Diary, I'm going to go hit up Peru, Illinois, even though I've been told...
It's a sundown town.
That's not a great place to go.
Yeah. I don't know what was in there. So that's very frustrating. But there was a journal found.
Okay.
The police said that there was nothing of interest.
They
really
always say that.
Yeah. Sure. I'm sure there's some context.
Yeah. When was the last time it was written in? You know?
Yeah.
Was it that morning or was it a week ago? Because I have a journal. It is not up to date.
Yeah, and when you were in school, you had a journal too of like to-do list or like classes or like your schedule and all that stuff.
Like a planner.
So, right. Who knows? So the investigators take swabs of the car, and they don't find blood or anything that I can tell. It's interesting because none of the articles state this. I had to dig through those FOIA Act things to figure out what was going on, and it was kind of convoluted and a little confusing. And honestly, it didn't take that much time because there's not much that comes from it. So if I'm a little off on like the numbers or the substance that they found, it's because it wasn't clear.
Okay.
So they were able to lift 3 prints from the car. There was one on the driver's side rear quarter panel where the fuel tank door is on the outside. Like closer to the trunk hood area. The second print was lifted from the rear driver's side door handle, and the third was on the driver's door just above and to the right of the door handle.
Number 1, does that mean it was wiped down? Because I assume there are fingerprints all over my entire car.
I would assume so too. And it's not clear. Like, it's not like the police are like, that's suspicious.
Yeah,
it's
and
just,
that's not normal, you know?
Right. It's just, we only know that those 3 prints were lifted, and later there's a secondary search done on his car. and they pull another partial print off of the driver's side seatbelt.
Okay.
Now, I can't remember which is what because they're all labeled like 3, 3A, 3B, 3C, whatever. And in the report, it just doesn't mention some of these things that they say they swab and take or whatever. But on the fingerprints, I believe they all came back to be Jelani's.
Okay.
Or if it's not the fingerprints, they also take swabs of, quote, biological material that they find in the car, which I'll tell you about in a moment. And maybe those came back as Jelani's. It wasn't clear to me, and I should be able to answer this as the person who did the research. But there's no evidence of a second person.
Okay.
Or they don't release information saying that they suspect that a second person was in this car. Everything in the report came back as Jelani's, but it wasn't inclusive, and all the reports are heavily redacted from that FOIA request, that Freedom of Information Act request. So take with that what you will. We just know Jelani's not there. His clothes are there. There's a half-smoked joint there and his journal. Like, it looks like the man, like, right after we saw him on the CCTV footage at the marijuana dispensary, he went and did something, and somehow his car ended up in Peru.
Mm-hmm. Illinois.
Not the actual Peru.
Yeah, we have a Paris.
Yeah, right? It's in Texas. Additionally, door handles were swabbed for trace DNA, but I'm not sure if anything came from it. And there was a hair recovered from the emblem of the car on the back of the trunk.
The emblem of the car?
Right, a
Jesus.
hair.
Okay.
But I don't know whose it is. They never are like, hey, we think it's it could be our suspect. We don't know anything. That's just what I got from the report. There was also a partial footprint, quote, stain. Now, I don't know if that means liquid stain or like dirt and dust, but it was found on the side of the interior door on the driver's side, which to me, I live on a hill kind of. So like I kick the door open with my foot. So that wouldn't be unusual unless it was blood or like, what kind of stain? They just said stain in the report.
Okay, yeah. Brandon's passenger side door is covered in my footprints.
Exactly, from like kicking it out. Yeah, like open the door, my hands are full or whatever. So, like I said, I would mention this. There were swabs that had been taken from stains that were found between the driver's seat and the driver door and the rear passenger seat and the door on the driver's side. So there were some stains that they said biological stains, and they swabbed those. But I don't
say rear passenger seat on the driver's side.
Yeah. Like rear passenger behind you, but on the driver's side of the car. Okay. Like not on,
We're clarifying that that's a passenger, not a driver.
Rear
driver.
I'm not a rear driver. Like the rear part of the car.
All right.
Also in the car was the hat that I'm assuming was the hat that he was seen wearing at the dispensary, the blue one. Mm-hmm. Like I said, the family was shocked to hear that his car was in Peru because Jelani didn't have any friends there. They never went there. They didn't even know it existed until his car was found there.
Yeah. But nobody else's prints were found.
But no, not, I guess.
But if you didn't find any prints on the, steering wheel.
Suspicious, yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it was kind of wiped down.
Either that or the reports only mention the prints that aren't Jelani's, which how would you know as you're lifting them? Like, they only lifted those 4 prints.
Right.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. But as we can tell...
Or maybe you don't leave fingerprints when you're driving because you're,
smushing it around.
Yeah.
And he, recently detailed his car or something. I don't know.
I don't know how it works.
I don't either. But that's what we're left with for evidence.
My car is littered with them. And so if your car would not be littered with them, it feels too clean, right?
Agreed. I think on my windshield on the passenger side, there's, fucking a forest of toe prints.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You could pull toe prints, none other over there.
Are they the same? Are toe prints also...
They gotta be. Unique?
Unique, yeah.
They have to be.
I would think, right?
Yeah. Your body's anyway, let's replicate Aaron's toe prints.
What if that's how we knew we were, blood brothers?
Oh, that'd be cool. We have the same pattern.
I knew it.
I have arches also.
Our snowflakes are the same.
No 2 snowflakes are the same. So, obviously something suspicious, right?
Yeah, feels suspicious to me.
Mm-hmm. And they're concerned that they might be dealing with foul play. So, the police conduct a search nearby on foot, and they find Jelani's wallet a quarter mile from where his car was found.
God damn!
A quarter mile in a residential area.
What?
And there was no money, no debit card, no credit card.
Now, is that a quarter mile as the crow flies, or was there a road and they followed it and they're like, hey, look, a wallet
I am
that
not
leads
quite
to this
sure.
fucking trailer? I assume they're all trailers in Peru, Illinois.
You know, I was thinking residential area. That sounds nice. They didn't say trailer park.
They're trying to class it up, but we all know.
Oh my God, right? And
like single wides all the way.
let's check out that residential area. Maybe they dropped it on the way home.
Right? That's what I'm thinking.
Anyway, but there's nothing in his wallet.
But they're on their way home to their shitty life.
Yeah.
Not a nice, cute suburb, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't look it up. So his mom was keeping a close eye on his bank account and everything, and there was never any action on his debit cards. Like, they're missing, right? Somebody's got them. There's no action. The family put out a post on Facebook, and Carmen had asked if anyone who would come meet up with her in Peru to help search for her son, because the police only conducted that one search and that was it. And she was like, there's got to be more.
I'm going to knock on doors and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she said that more people showed up than she expected.
Oh, that's nice.
I know. And that they led their own personal search, and they like all split up and everything.
Wow.
And they started where his car was found, and they searched that whole area.
You know who this reminds me of? Is Daniel Robinson.
That's the fucking name I was trying to think of earlier that I was like, oh, I'm just going to skip it.
Oh.
He's the other case that was big at this time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, do we
that
need
one
any more?
hits so fucking hard. He's still searching.
I know. And listen, like, do we need any more fucking proof? Like, Gabby Petito's found.
Right.
And these two.
But if you put your powers together.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
Yeah.
So they split up into groups, and there was a park across the street from the YMCA or the wooded area, I think it was, from where his car was found. But there's a park, okay?
Okay.
And so they go and search the park, and they find some clothing and a gun clip in, like, the creek of this park.
A gun clip?
A gun clip.
Like a clip, like a holster, or like a clip like a magazine?
I was thinking a clip like a magazine, did not get any clarification.
Okay.
But they find a gun clip, and they immediately give it over to the police. Carmen's like, I think we have some evidence. Like, this is suspicious. It's found next to my freaking son's dumped car.
Yeah.
The police officer was like,
Thanks for turning that in.
Thanks for turning that in. I don't think this has anything to do with Jelani's case. I think this was left there by a homeless person.
A homeless person?
That's what she was told.
With gun accessories.
And extra clothes that they can just leave wherever the fuck they want. So that's how he treated that evidence.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it feels like the police live in fucking Peru, Illinois.
I know. Well, and you're dealing with, so the Danville police, they're called Bloomingdale or something like that. I don't know if it's a different town. I didn't look it up, but it's like the Bloomington.
It's like a county or something.
Maybe it's the Bloomington police, not Bloomingdale. Sorry.
Bloomingdale's.
Not that one. Bloomington police.
Okay.
And then you have the Peru police now, right? So I don't know which one she gave the shit to that they didn't give a fuck about. I'm assuming it's the Bloomington because they're the ones leading the investigation, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, but he's like, cool, think that's from a homeless person.
Cool. I'm going to destroy this immediately.
Yeah, thanks for nothing. And she's like, okay, we're going to keep searching. So
Jesus,
on September 4th, which is 9 days after Jelani went missing, a partially clothed, decomposing body was found floating under a tree that had fallen into the Illinois River in Peru, which was 3 miles from where Jelani's car was found.
Okay. Could it have traveled 3 miles by river and gotten stuck under that tree? Or is this more like a...
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't read anything that told me that information.
Okay.
Now, Carmen, she heard the news about this body being found, and she ran to the scene. Like, she's like, crime scene, I'm here. Like, who else is it gonna be?
Right.
It's obviously my fucking son.
Her son went missing 3 miles away from there. Let's go check it out ourselves.
Right. When she gets there, the police refuse to let her see the body because the body is in such bad shape.
Okay.
So...
That's also frustrating because, like, I get it.
Right.
It's been this long.
Right. It's been 9 days.
And he's in water.
Right.
But also, if I'm here, let me
identify my son.
Let me make my own mental judgments.
Right.
Like mental health judgments.
But they wouldn't let her. They wouldn't let her see the body. And they never confirmed it was Jelani.
What the fuck?
At this time. At this time. Not never. Wait,
Okay.
listen. At this time, we don't know it's Jelani, right? They're just like, you can't see it. This is a dead body. And we don't know who it is because the state of the body. Now, I'm going to go ahead and spoil this for you. It's Jelani. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it was the missing person
Oh,
with
it's
the
the
car
one
found
missing.
in the area?
Yeah.
Shocking.
Wow. So Jelani was
Wait,
found.
was it a black male that was found in a town of fucking...
No black males?
Yeah, one other dude?
Yeah. The one fucking black male that was missing? Yes. You could tell he was a black male.
Yeah, shocking.
Okay? Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know. They couldn't tell if he was a male, but they could tell he's black.
I think you could tell that.
I think you could too, if I were to give my personal opinion. And he was 6 foot or something. So like a 6 foot black person in the water and you're looking for a 6-foot black person.
In this town of white folks.
Yeah. Yeah. How often are you pulling black people out of the water that you need to double identify?
Right.
Okay. So I digress. So Jelani was found with a hooded sweater tied around the waist with a double knot.
Oh.
And nothing else on.
What?
Remember his clothes were in the car? Some of
Yeah.
them. Some of his clothes were in the car.
Now, could the clothes that were found with the gun clip, could we identify that they were his or anything?
Oh, those were a homeless person, Aaron. Nobody looked into that shit. We didn't get any information about it.
I almost forgot.
Yeah.
I almost forgot.
We don't fucking know. But I do know, I'm assuming his shirt was in the car because his shorts and his sneakers were found on a nearby riverbank. And they were able to lift unidentifiable DNA from that, which I don't know if that means like, oh, it's from another suspect, or is that like it was in the lake, so or in the river, so there's just DNA everywhere.
Like
fucking
algae?
turtle DNA. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what that means.
Also, found on the riverbank, was he like going for a midnight swim? I don't know what time it was. I guess it was after 9, but...
And it's just a nearby riverbank. I didn't even write how far away it was. Like, did it fall off the body? I don't think so. I think he went in naked.
Right.
And like,
But tied a sweater around himself? As
maybe
if to say,
he had a sweater tied around him already, and then he was forced to undress, but didn't get to the untying of the sweater part. You know, like if you're in a hurry, like fucking come with me or something. I don't know. Like this is
I
me
hate that.
speculating. I don't know how he ended up there with just a sweater tied around his waist, and he didn't have a sweater any of the other times. So it must have
Yeah.
been in his car.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe he traded with the homeless man that took his other clothes.
Maybe. So the water was really warm during that time, and there was a lot of animal activity noted on the body, like fish and turtles had been eating away, and there was insect activity. I read some terrible stuff, and I'm not going to repeat it, but basically he was not recognizable.
Oh, it's horrible.
And here's the graphic warning. I just won't go into all of it, but his face and his scalp were gone. His, like, he didn't have eyes. His remains were so waterlogged that many of his organs looked like they were missing during the autopsy, but they were liquefied from the decomposition.
Okay, maybe it's better that she didn't see it.
Right? Like, how would you... But you could at least, like, can I see the
That's his
foot?
freckle.
Or something? I don't know. I don't know.
That's rough.
Okay, I said I wasn't going to say all this either, but they also mentioned, like, his genitals weren't there anymore, or there were, like, parts of it. But I think everything I read made it sound like it was the normal part of decomposition and not that, like, he was mutilated before he was killed
Okay.
or anything. It was just all, it was all under the guise of normal decomposition, which for me, I don't know much about all that, but, like, 9 days doesn't seem like enough to lose your scalp and your eyes and your organs to liquefy, but maybe it was really hot. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't either.
I
So,
don't know. But it feels like it would have to start with like a cut or an orifice. So like for the face to be gone, I would imagine like bugs, ants, whatever things or organisms are going in through like the soft parts, like your eyes, your mouth, whatever.
Right.
And they eat from the inside out is how I imagine decomp works. So
Me
then if it's
too.
like your organs and stuff too, you would think, and like your genitals, you'd think you'd have to have some kind of a cut. Because like was his leg also doing the same thing?
I don't know. Yeah, they only mentioned, like they specifically mentioned his organs, his eyes, his genitals. And I thought maybe they were doing that to like highlight how hard it was to identify that this was a male black guy, but also he's 6 foot black dude, like black person.
Yeah, yeah.
And you gotta assume this matches. I get that you can't. I get it. I guess in the grand scheme of
and
things.
you don't want to
but-
give false
Yeah,
hope, but
but
not
still,
hope.
you
know
could
what I
be
mean?
like, yeah, I think it's him. Like, let's just go ahead and get a positive ID on this. But like, pretty sure. I don't know.
But
Anyway.
if I saw that and was traumatized by it, like if I was a cop first on the scene, saw him and was traumatized, like, wow, he doesn't have a face, and then the mom popped up, I'd be like, you know, you might not. You just go over
Yeah,
here.
I would probably do the same.
Yeah.
But still, also, when you take the whole picture into account, like this mom is feeling a certain kind of way.
100%.
Yeah.
Because I would still be that mom that's like, fuck you, I'll decide for myself what I want to see.
That's my baby.
And then
Yeah.
I would destroy my mental health by seeing my child like that. So
Right, exactly. But then would you destroy it or would that be better for you? I think it's different for each person.
who's to say? They didn't give her the choice.
Exactly. So, because of the state of the remains, the police had to use dental records, which also I read that like his teeth were missing or something, but I didn't write it down. So maybe just keep that as a side part. Like, why would they be missing? Did they get knocked out? Did they fall out? Is that part of the normal thing? And then also
but that's part of your skull. Like, I feel like they wouldn't come out unless they were knocked out or hit by a rock, maybe, if it was a very rapid moving river.
But there were 2 autopsies performed too, or like a secondary one of the review of it. So maybe in that secondary one, they were like, oh, the first autopsy, they took his teeth. I don't know, like to identify the records. Okay. I don't know. It was confusing to me. And there's a lot of confusing stuff to me in this story.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they had to use dental records along with family DNA to confirm that this was Jelani. And that took 19 days.
God damn.
And it shouldn't take that long.
23andMe didn't even take that long.
I fucking know, man. I guess during the time, like when they got him and his remains were like waiting at the morgue or something like that, she went immediately and got his dental records and gave them to them right away. Like, hey, help me positively identify my son. And then she had to wait forever. And
put a fucking bite mark on this shit.
Yeah. And then she eventually called, like, I want to say it was like 8 days later or something she called. And she was like, hey, man, like, what's going on? And they acted like, oh, this is all new. We just got the dental records. And she's like, just got them. Like, I thought you were going to be done. Yeah. And then it was after that they kind of sped it along, and then she got an ID. So, like, if she had not been chasing after them, how long would it take? And his remains were just sitting in a refrigerator.
Oh, my God.
Like, this is an active investigation, my friends.
Well, this is also someone's family that wants to be returned to the earth and all that bullshit.
100%.
Like, whoever it may be needs closure.
But let's identify him and get an autopsy going before we lose more information.
That's
like,
what I mean.
What are you doing?
Identify them. So at this part, so we can continue on and go. Like, it's not just a fucking everybody's waiting on you.
Yeah, exactly. And for the DNA part, they like removed a part of his fibia or something like that. And then that's what they used for the DNA. And his mom was like, that is so aggressive. Like, why did you have to remove a part of his bone? Obviously, this is very upsetting to his mother.
Yeah, that's going to be a very personal, traumatic thing. But I don't know how they normally get it, so
either.
I can't really say. But
I don't either. But I think her argument might be, and again, this is my speculation, like unnecessary steps. You know, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you doing it that way?
Yeah.
Okay. So an autopsy is performed and determined that Jelani had died from drowning.
Okay.
But the cause or the manner of the death was unknown. So was it homicide? Was it suicide? They don't know. They just said he drowned.
Okay. With his car away and no license plates, that's still somewhere.
And his wallet missing all of its information just at another location. And
it doesn't feel like he was alone. No matter what, he wasn't alone because he didn't have fucking drown with the license plates with him.
Yeah. So you're about to be really upset. So basically, the remains were so bad that we really don't know what happened to Jelani, other than he died by drowning, and he was an avid swimmer.
Also, allegedly, he died by drowning.
I know. I'm like, if your organs were liquefied, how did the lungs look? Like, were they liquefied? How do you know this? I have so many questions.
If you were so decomposed that you couldn't identify them, unless there's, like, bone, like, they were shot, like a bullet hole, or, cut marks or something.
So there were none of those reported anywhere. But also, you have to consider decomposition might have hid something. His face was missing. What if he got shot in the eye? I don't know. And his brain and his eye were missing?
A bullet or something in
Maybe.
there.
Yeah. Bouncing around. Maybe it fell out. I don't know.
Well, you're right. You're right. Where his face should have been.
You're right.
But he could have been, like, I don't know. Strangled or beat up or anything else, because you could say that beat up marks were the same as going through a river, you know?
Right.
Or like,
yeah. Like the
being
activity
stuck under
of
a tree.
being, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this devastated the family, obviously, because they really expected to find like a wound or a major injury on him or something, and they were shocked.
Cause of death, yeah.
Yeah, they were like, he was an avid swimmer. This man did not drown.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they're like, this is a slap in the face. Like, that you're not going to end it here. And basically, the medical examiner stated that, quote, drowning is considered a diagnosis of exclusion with supporting investigation circumstances when a person is found deceased in a body of water. So basically, in simpler terms, it means
we don't know how he died, so the only thing we can say is he was drowned.
Like, yeah, his body is so badly decomposed that he had to rule out all other reasons for dying, like a heart attack or an overdose or anything else. And when all of those came back clear, he was like, he must have drowned. So that's how we got this drowning ruling, okay?
Okay, that doesn't seem real scientific.
No, like they know he didn't have a heart attack. They know he didn't overdose. They got toxicology reports, and he had minor amounts of marijuana in him. Like not overly intoxicated.
Like half a joint.
And he had nothing else in his system.
Okay.
And he wasn't on any kind of medication. He wasn't on suicide watch or anything like that.
Yeah.
So there was no other drugs
And he had
involved.
more weed to live for.
That's what I was saying when we were like, oh, how much weed did he get? Like, he had plans.
He had plans. He had at least other half a fucking joint. If he was going to go for a casual swim in a racist-ass fucking town, he would have taken the other half of the joint and been like, I'm going to take this with me to the riverbank.
I'll leave this on a rock as I swim around.
Right. I'll fucking poof it in the water.
But that's not what happened. We all know. We all know that this is some nefarious bullshit. Like, something happened to Jelani.
Yeah.
Like, that's not okay. Because of the lack of the evidence in the autopsy of definitive foul play, Jelani's case screeched to a halt. The police are like,
figured it out. He died right there.
Must have jumped off the bridge, killed himself. He got stuck under a tree. He drowned.
Who is he texting?
Well, it took 23 days to positively... I said 19.
You did say 19.
It's 23 days. I guess maybe it was 19, and that's when they finally got fucking DNA or something. I don't know. Sorry about that. But it took a long-ass time to finally identify Jelani. And the coroner's office called to tell Carmen the, quote, good news. Like, hey, great break in the case. And Carmen's on the line like, this is horrible news. Like, you're confirming my child is dead and, like, decomposing.
And there's nothing you're going to do about it.
Yeah.
And there's no other steps that I can take to have any kind of justice for this.
Right. And the person on the phone was, like, literally bubbling with excitement to positively identify him. Ooh. Which, as you can imagine, didn't sit well with Carmen.
Yeah.
And she was upset not only at the demeanor of the phone call, but also the fact that they're acting like they just got these dental records when she had gone in earlier and given them to them. So she's just like, this whole fucking thing stinks. Like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
When she addressed the issue with the person on the phone, the coroner's office respondent, whoever the fuck that was, said, do you want us to identify your son or not? Like, got stern with her. Now, unbeknownst to the person on the phone, Carmen had her attorney on the line also, just sitting silently, and the attorney just, like, ripped in and was like, don't you dare talk to her. She's a grieving mother. Don't talk to her that way. Like, you're like a paid public servant.
Yeah,
like,
this is your fucking job. Why don't you do it without the attitude?
Right. So, like, we have evidence that she was treated with attitude.
Yeah.
Jelani's family is obviously enraged because he was an avid swimmer, and there's no way he drowned by accident. They're like, there's absolutely no way. It was not an accident. He was either drowned or something happened to him, and then he was thrown in the river, which would be drowned.
Drowned-er.
So the next question is, was there any chance that Jelani would commit suicide by jumping off the bridge into the river or anything like that? And his family obviously states that he had everything to live for and that he never displayed any signs of any kind of mental illness. And in conjunction with our weed theory of how he had so much weed to live for, he also just received some results back saying that he was the best candidate to donate his bone marrow to his dying dad to, because his dad had leukemia.
Well, yeah, you're not going to fucking kill yourself for that.
No.
Or if you do, you're going to do it in a sterile environment where they can take your shit to save your dad.
Exactly.
I thought you were going to tell me that his mom telling the cops, I'll say whatever I have to say to get you to pay attention to this case. They were like, oh, you said he was suicidal.
Well, I think that part, honestly, has something to do with how they handled the case. Like, because if she says in the interview, I told him I will say anything I need to say to get you to do this. So
yeah, but a spiteful cop will just write down he's suicidal or whatever.
Exactly. And if you're not the same cop doing the coroner's investigation and they're looking at this report saying he is suicidal, they're going to consider that an outside factor.
Yeah.
Which is fucked.
Yeah.
Fucked.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's fucked that that's a rule.
Yeah.
Like, that has to be even said.
Do you want another way to muddy your investigation?
Right.
Because making that a rule is
You're
how
going
you
to
do
make
so.
me lie to you when we all just fucking know. Like, I'm the mom. I know when things are wrong.
Right. Exactly. Sadly, his father ends up passing away 7 months after Jelani is found. Because he couldn't get his fucking bone marrow transplant. Couldn't get them stem cells.
They took his fucking tibia or whatever.
I know.
For the bone identification DNA bullshit. They couldn't just give the rest of it to the dad.
I'm sure there's protocols.
Has to be alive and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how stem cells work, but I'm pretty sure.
I don't either. Just give him the leg.
Yeah, give him one leg. Nah, he passed away. Now, Carmen has accused the Bloomington Police Department for dragging their feet when she first reported him missing in Danville, right? Mm-hmm. She also said that they took way too long to identify his body and that the police and the media would have worked harder and faster if Jelani hadn't been black. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The FBI...
As is proven during that whole fucking time frame.
We're still sitting here, girl. We're still sitting here with the proof.
Yeah.
Because Gabby is found, and we still don't know where Daniel Robinson or Jelani Day are, okay? Mm-hmm. So the FBI, they get involved, and I guess the police department requested it. Like, they were like, we fucking need help. I don't know.
They're like, we got ourselves in some hot water.
This mom's real mad. Can you come help?
We were just doing what we always do.
It's like they called in their manager or something.
Yeah, look at the supervisor.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they did an investigation and found that they were not at fault, right?
Well, I don't know that they did much either, because the case kind of goes on a standstill. Like, it's almost like everybody just assumed that Jelani committed suicide, so they stopped the investigation. But that doesn't really all add up to the evidence, right? Like, what we're saying is, like, why was his car stashed in the woods, missing the license plate? You don't do that before you commit suicide. I guess unless you're like, well, hopefully it'll take them longer to identify the car, but you still have a fucking VIN number. You still have a whole car that looks like the whole car that you were in when you were missing.
With your stuff in it.
Right. Like, it's not that's not Jelani trying to hide it.
Yeah. If it was Jelani committing suicide, he's going to write his mom a note, tell his dad he's sorry, and he, whatever.
And
like,
I don't think any of that was in the journal. Also, the riverbank, I think it was like, his body was found 3 miles from where the car was. And I think the riverbank was like 1.5 miles or something away from where his car was. So, like, you're not going to park there and then huff it to the bank to go jump in the water and drown yourself when you're an avid swimmer. You're not going to drown yourself.
No, that seems like a terrible way to go, because you'd be like, fuck, I just keep swimming.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
Like, my body won't let me drown.
How come I don't keep staying under? Or, like, you know how people say they don't want to die after they jump? I feel like that happens when you're underwater, too. And you're like, I'm just going to put my head back up.
Especially for someone who's a good swimmer, would have muscle memory to be like, fuck, I'm just going to tread water here until I get tired. Like,
yeah. And then I'll just float.
Right.
Because I'm an avid swimmer.
Is this a very, like, rapid river?
You know, I don't think so. If his body was stuck under a tree. I don't really know. Illinois, what's up with your river?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. But, like, the San Diego River ain't nothing. You know what I mean?
It is when there's a heavy rain, though. You know how many bodies they find in that
That's
bitch?
true. That's true. That's because they're all sleeping in the riverbed. Also, like we were saying, Jelani wasn't suicidal. Yeah. And they're not listening. They're just like, well, evidence is not even pointing to that. And they're still just kind of running with it.
Yeah.
So the family was devastated and at a standstill until 6 weeks after Jelani was discovered, a major clue happened or was uncovered when a man driving on a highway pulled off on one of the Bloomington exits because he had a mattress strapped to the roof of his car and it was coming loose.
That's the worst.
It's the fucking worst.
You're gonna fucking catch air with that shit.
He sure enough did, I'll tell you what, because that box spring was broken.
Oh, no.
There's a picture. As he had pulled over, he was retying the mattress onto the roof, and when he looked down at the side of the road, he saw an iPhone. And he picked it up because he noticed it was a new iPhone, and he was like, I can turn this in for some money.
Yeah.
Okay,
Girl, I'm going to pick up any iPhone on the side of the road.
Right.
And then I'm going to flip through the pictures.
Yeah, you are. But this guy says that he didn't turn it on because it was pretty banged up. But anyway.
Well, he couldn't have got in anyway. Right?
Yeah.
It's either a face or a fucking code.
Right, anymore.
I'm not a code breaker. Long gone are the days of finding a phone and looking through its pictures.
Not just on your own. Although if you get mine, you probably could.
Well, I could, but...
So he takes the phone. He gets the phone. He takes it to a local Walmart. He turns it in for some money. I guess there's like a kiosk there or something. You can turn in old phones.
Okay.
He gets some cash for it. Whoever the fuck processes the kiosk shit, they get the phone, and they somehow eventually realize that this is Jelani's phone, and this is tied to a missing persons / dead persons case.
And they fucking threw it out the window on their way out of town.
Well, we don't know how it got there, but...
It was thrown from a car.
It had to have been.
Freeway?
Had to have been. So they call the police, and they're like, hey, I think we got something you want. And the police are like, hell yeah, let me talk to the guy who turned it in. So they get his information, and they interview him. And when they interview him, he tells the story about the mattress coming off, finding the phone on the cement on the side of the road, and he noticed that it was new and that it had an OtterBox on it. And this was on October 7th.
What a good commercial for OtterBox.
I know, right? The OtterBox was still good because he took it off. This was October 7th around 10:15 a.m.
My birthday.
Sorry, October 17th.
Bitch.
At 10:15 a.m. You know when you do that, and then do you ever think, like, I wonder how often I do that? Probably so often. So what's strange, though, is that the man couldn't definitively tell the police officer where the phone was discovered. He couldn't remember the interstate that he took, and he said maybe it was I-75. But then he said that he immediately took it to a Walmart to get some money for it, and the police officer, how did you get there? Like, hoping that they would trace back where he was at.
Yeah, the next exit.
Right, and the way that he described it, the officer was like, he had to have been on I-55, not 75, because there isn't a Walmart that you could just, like, drive to, because he drove straight to the Walmart, whatever, right?
God damn, talk about picking up chores. That's one of those things that would sit in my glove box for the next 3 to 4 years.
Man, he must have needed some money. Well, girl, I hear that, and I think this is fucking suspicious. I'm like, I want to know more about this guy and tying his shit to his roof. And, like, he did. There was a picture that he took of a broken box spring on the side of the road, and that's what the officer eventually used to try to triangulate where the fuck he was when he found the phone. And the officer notes that he did not think that the person that he was interviewing was trying to be deceitful. So, but I'm already like, fuck you, police. Like, I hate the way you've investigated all of this, so I don't really trust your non-deceitful mark. And right now I'm looking at somebody who can't seem to remember where they found this very memorable thing now. Like, granted, it's in hindsight, and maybe if you're just driving through and you don't know the town, it'd be hard to remember, but, like, give me a map. Yeah. And I'll tell you where I was driving.
I'll help to find it.
I could figure that out. Or I came from, because he was coming from a storage area, so it's like, I came from this storage area and I was going here. You could figure out where the fuck you were.
Was it?
So that's weird to me.
And to say, like, a different freeway.
Weird.
Like, I know what freeway I'm on at all times because I live in this state, you know?
And we've got a lot of freeways. Like, they got 2? I don't know how many they got. I didn't look, but I know of 2.
You weren't sure which 2 you were looking at here?
I find that fishy. And then I hate that it even says, like, I don't think he was being deceitful in the report itself. Like, that's fucking weird. Okay.
Was the phone banged up?
The phone was banged up. He asked, did you try to turn it on? And the guy said, I didn't even try to turn it on because it was in rough condition. And I just kept the OtterBox, but I've since thrown it away. All of this sounds weird to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I feel like
because he could have just been the guy that did it or whatever and then been like, oh, no, I found this phone. And he turned it into a Walmart to be like, give me the cash.
Right. You could be lying to me, and you could have had your car fucking explode with your mattress on top or whatever. That could have been the truth.
Another
but the
story
lie
that
is that you found this on the side of the road there.
Yeah.
Because you're not telling me the definitive location. That's how I feel.
I could see that.
That's how I personally feel. That's not at all how this information is being processed.
Also,
okay?
I feel like a stranger, aka a police officer interviewing me for the first time meeting me ever, I could lie
pretty
my
easily.
Heart out.
Yeah. And they would never know.
They would be like, wow, I don't think she was being deceitful.
Exactly. So now the freeway that the phone was found on, I-55 North, this was around the area that Jelani frequented for school and such. So it would not be abnormal for him to be driving that road. So he could have chucked it out the window and somebody could have found it, or someone else could have chucked it out the window and someone could have found it, or this man could be lying.
He could have been carjacked and they forced him to chuck it out the window, or they chucked it out the window but he's still in the car. They bring him up to fucking Peru.
Yep,
and
all of those
do
things.
Whatever.
Also, since you said carjacking, I didn't mention this, but in the report when they found the car, there was damage done to the passenger side of the car. But in the video footage of the CCC TV footage of the dispensary, I think I can see damage to the passenger side. So I just left that out like, oh, it's probably, I mean, it looks pretty big.
Pre-damaged.
Yeah. So I don't, but I mean, just because you threw that theory out, I do want to mention that now, that there was damage to the side of the car. Now, Carmen and Jelani's family, they didn't learn about the phone being found through the police. Again, they did not find this out through the police.
What the fuck,
She found out through a Facebook post.
What?
What the fuck?
Whose? The police's?
I don't know, but when the police eventually did call, the person that she spoke to said that they hadn't called her yet because they wanted to make sure that it was Jelani's phone before they alerted her.
Okay.
Which is what they keep always saying.
Yeah, and she fucking found out before they
had
alerted
to call
her.
them, and they were like, yeah.
So you found out, you alerted the media, someone made a Facebook post, it got all the way to me before you could make a fucking phone call?
Bullshit.
That's not how protocols should work.
Not
and
at all.
if it is, it needs to be changed.
You need to fix it. So his family immediately wants to know what was on his phone, but the police are unable to lock the phone because they don't know his password.
Okay, give it back to the family then.
I'm not fucking kidding. So it turns out that police also had access to this surveillance footage of Jelani unlocking his phone where you can see his keystroke. So, like, it's something not relevant to the day or something like that, but, like, he is seen walking up to a kiosk or something, and you could see his phone, and you could see him entering the PIN.
So they knew the PIN if they would have tried to investigate a little bit.
Yeah, if they had tried, if they would have reviewed the footage. Now, this footage was from 2021, right?
Uh-huh.
Jelani's mom requests a FOIA request because she doesn't get access to any of this, right? So she's like, I want information on my son's case. She requests it. They give her heavily redacted stuff. In that, she gets this video. She watches the video and she's like, this is 2023 now, years later. She watches the video and she's like, there's my son's pin right there. She calls the police officers and she's like, hey, you have access to this footage of him entering his pin.
Why does she have to be a fucking investigator for them?
And 10 days later, they got into the phone.
10 days?
They were like, thanks. And they weren't like, wow, you really helped us back there or anything. They were just like, we'll look into it. And then 10 days later, they got into his phone.
How fucking dismissive
What
can
would
some
have
people
happened?
be?
Fucking what would have happened if you would have broken into that shit in 2021 before all evidence could be missing or
Right.
anything? Like, what? They're clearly just think it's a suicide.
Oh my God.
But then let's go ahead and make sure it's a
But-
suicide and go read his text messages and
Okay.
see what he had planned. What was
Yeah.
going on? What's he looking at? What's he Googling? What are
Well,
we
sure.
doing?
That's what I mean. Like, if you honestly think it is a suicide, then okay, give me my phone back, my kid's phone back, so that I can fucking look into it because I am clearly the only one investigating here.
Exactly. So through this FOIA request, the family also got heavily redacted emails from the FBI. So she tells the police, give the phone to the fucking FBI. Like, you're done, right?
Mm-hmm.
The FBI, in the FOIA request, she gets only the emails. They won't release what's on the phone. They won't tell her any. She wants to know, give me my son's phone.
Yeah.
What are those messages? Who is he talking to? They won't release any of that. They give her heavily redacted emails, and in those emails, it shows a data transfer or like a file attachment that says Jelani's Apple iPhone with 23 chats and 17 messages. So there's 23 chats of interest, and there were 17 messages of interest. I'm sure there was much more on the phone, but that's what they were interested in.
Yeah.
There were 6 phone numbers of interest, but they said that there was nothing crazy found on Jelani's phone extract. Nothing crazy. Nothing helpful for the case, evidently.
Okay.
However, the police never come forward and describe what was found on the phone or in those messages because it's still an active investigation.
But it's a suicide.
But it's a suicide. So, again, it feels like no one's investigating anything.
It feels like they're just trying to dismiss her
Exactly.
and make it go away.
Exactly. So no one has come forward since all of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one has come forward to say, hey, I was texting with Jelani that day. No one has done that. Even those people that were seen talking to him in like the hall at the school, those people have not come forward and said, hey, I was talking with him that day. This is what we were discussing. This is what he said. Nothing like that. No one.
Well, did they ask for those people to come forward?
I'm sure they haven't, but also if I knew you like I'm thinking of somebody in college that like I knew in passing, maybe in classes, maybe we did projects together. Like that's about as deep as our friendship goes.
But you had a conversation with them and they were excited about a project.
And if I knew that I talked to them the day that they went missing, I would call the police and I'd be like, hey, in case you're interested, I'm one of those people. And they said this, or they said nothing. We were just talking about school.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's helpful. I just want to let you know so you can negate that. And here's the name of the other person.
Yeah. There's another person that saw him as well.
There's
and
not that. There is
whatever.
not that. We don't have that. So no one's come forward. Nothing like that. Police say his phone was turned off at 9:21 a.m., which is the time that he was in that parking lot sitting in his car for 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that's when his phone was manually turned off. And after that, there was no further communication activity or whatever on it.
Well, that's suspicious.
That's suspicious. Obviously, his phone was later tossed out of some car window to land on the roadside.
Maybe.
But we don't know if Jelani chucked it out or if someone else did. His family now run the Jelani Day Foundation, whose mission is to fight for change and equity to ensure families of color receive the necessary support when their loved ones go missing, because they do not believe that Jelani committed suicide and everything, and they didn't have that support. So now they're trying to advocate for others.
That's nice.
And they have a $25,000 reward for any information that can lead to the answers of Jelani's death. And that's it, guys. That's it. The fucking all of the investigators, everyone's just like, it's probably suicide. And any information this mom has is through a fucking FOIA request.
That's crazy.
That's insane. That is insane.
I could not imagine.
How helpless you would feel.
Yeah, how helpless you would feel and how dismissive everyone else is.
Yeah.
Of your entire world. That is her entire world. Each of her children is her entire fucking world.
I know.
Missing.
I know it.
Dead.
It's so sad in the interview. She was like, I didn't even get given the option to see my baby one last time. Like, I don't have closure. I guess like a sibling and like the grandma identified him. Which, like, do that in the first place. Like, why are we waiting fucking 23 days or whatever? Oops,
Yeah,
sorry.
right?
Yeah. Anyway, fucking very infuriating. So if you know of what the fuck's going on in Peru,
Yeah.
but I mean, if it's a sundown town, and if, like, I like your carjacking theory, that's a very viable theory. It's a nice-ass car, you know? I don't know what it's like in Danville and if there's a lot of crime, but let's say that did happen. What if somebody followed him from the dispensary or something and they were like, I'm going to get that car, and then he fought back or some shit, got hurt somehow, they chucked him out over the fucking bridge in the river and then just planted all the shit everywhere to try to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And we would never fucking know. Or maybe there was something going on. Why'd he turn his phone off?
But then why would you
Manually.
find the car? Like, if you're going to steal a car, carjack a car, then you're going to, I don't know.
Why is everything so
Scrap it.
heavily redacted? It's just fishy. Like,
Yeah.
who was he talking to? Why has no one come forward and said, I was his friend and talking to him?
We text earlier in the day. He said,
Right.
whatever.
Was he talking to weird people? Is he into something weird? I'm sure not. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
who knows?
That's crazy.
It's infuriating.
It's fucked up, yeah.
And it's almost as little evidence as the fucking Daniel Robinson case. It's like, that's all
Right.
we got? And then you
Right.
just stopped?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Oh, case closed. Got nothing.
Yeah. Infuriating. Anyway, if you guys want to check out pictures pertaining to this case, you should go to our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. Our handle is at ISGD Podcast. Let us know if I missed some shit, because I'm sure somebody out there has done some deep dives.
Right.
And I could have kept going again. This is one of those cases that you just keep digging and you're like, what the fuck? If you want to email us, you could do that at isgdpodcast@gmail.com. Or if you want to snail mail us, you could do that at
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
9. And that was my turn for my tummy to growl.
All right, let's get out of here.
Bye.
Bye.